Hello everyone, welcome to another episode from Min Pixels. I'm Ray, this is Hunter.
Hi.
So Hunter and I today, we're gonna share with you some of my photography tips, some techniques that really challenged me when I first got my strobe in studio and started shooting using flash. So when I got my first studio strobe, it was a Godox 8200. What I really want to try is those, low-key image. Only the models are bright and there's a very dark backdrop. I really love that kind of image. So I try to create those images. But the thing troubled me was like, it was really hard. Like because every time I try to shoot that kind of photo, the backdrop was always very bright. It's too bright than I expected. So I spent a lot of time trying to fix that in post using Photoshop, but that wasn't ideal. So after a couple of shoots, and I realized I was ignoring a simple principle of flash photography. That is the inverse square principle of light. Actually, I don't know what that means because English is not even my first language. But what I get from it is, I have this analogy. So shooting using flash is just like you're pouring water to the model, no offense here, like pouring the water to the model using a container. So you have a container full of water. So you try to light your model, but there's also backdrop behind the model. So there will be some water or light hitting on the backdrop. So the further away you are from your model or the backdrop, the less of water or light will be hitting on that subject or the backdrop. So that got me thinking, if I move my light further away from the dark backdrop I got, it should be dark. And it worked. So that's a very simple way of demonstrating the inverse square law of lighting. So I'm going to show you how I do that. It's very simple. Let's get started. Okay? So now the first image I'm going to show you is the mistake I have been making. That is, I put my model way too close to the backdrop. And so what I'm going to do here is I try to keep the model to light distance the same. And I will move both the light and our model further away from the backdrop, and then we'll see what happens, okay? So let's do our first image. Okay, let's get started. One, two, three, go. Okay, perfect. This image, I really like this image. The model is obviously very beautiful, but the thing is, this is not what I like. It's not what I want, because you can see here, the backdrop, it's gray. It's not bright, but still, it's not dark. What I want is to make it completely dark. So what I want to do here is, like I said, I will move both my model and my light further away from the backdrop, okay? Hunter, I need your help to move the stool further away. So Hunter was about like 50 meters away from the backdrop. Now we are not 50 cm, yeah, centimeters, yes, from the backdrop. And now it's about 1 meter from the backdrop. Let's see what happens here. Okay. I'm trying to keep my the strobe, the distance between the strobe and my model, the same. So we got the same exposure from the model. What we are seeing here, trying to see here, is the backdrop. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Okay. Immediately I can tell the backdrop has been a bit darker, and I want to push it further, okay? So I'm gonna move Hunter even further away from the backdrop. How about you move the stool here? Yeah. Now she's probably 2.5 meters away from the backdrop. And let's see what happens here. Okay. Okay, nice. 1, 2, 3. Okay, one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. Now I can see the backdrop has become completely darkness. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you. It seems like a common sense for a photographer, especially for a professional photographer. But there's no easy question for a beginner. When I began, this is the thing that the mostly troubled me. And it took me some trial and error and some learning to figure this stuff out. Basically, when you are shooting in a studio, you have to consider a lot of stuff. And what affects the brightness of the backdrop, obviously there are a lot of factors, but the main factor I found here is you pay attention to the distance between your light source to your backdrop. This is the photography tip I want to share with you, and I hope you find it helpful. And this is our model Hunter. And don't forget to follow her on Instagram and also subscribe to our channel, and I will see you next time. Bye.